Hello, hello, hello. I am making a video with my ocean rock for protection and for mind calming for you and for myself. Rocks have energy in them, and this energy is also transferred over to whoever watches my videos. And my artwork also transfers love energy over to anyone who looks at my artwork, whether they look at my artwork directly in person or on the internet, doesn't matter. Okay, either way. And it has a brain calming effect. And my hair is greasy because I had to put lotion into my hair. Because my hair has been splitting and brittling, and I don't know why. I think it has to do with stress, it has to do with grief over the papa dog, it has to do with depression, it has to do with environmental pollution. And I want to make this video as a meditation now for myself, and it is an inwardness, mental illness, healing meditation. It is my therapy process that I practice on my own. I learned how to do this in primal therapy. Like I said before in my videos, primal therapy is a lopsided therapy, but they helped me a lot while Arjanov was there. Arjanov made it way more whole, of course, but even then there were some lopsided elements. Even then, Arjanov didn't know some things didn't realize some things, but he didn't know better. He did the best he could, and it is still light years better than any other therapy out there. So, because the people were allowed to address the feelings that are coming up, the actual truthful feelings, and I was trained for about 3 years trained as a therapist in at the Primal Training and Treatment Center in Venice, California. They now moved to Santa Monica after I left them. They have a better center now, and Arjanov died just half a year after Annalise died. Annalise was my child therapist. So she wrote a book about me called Betty, Protocol of a Child Therapy. So I've been introduced to the inwardness and the psychoanalytical philosophy, as I would call it. They all learned that from Sigmund Freud, of course. No? People laugh about him today, but Sigmund Freud was really a front runner for psychology and a real trailblazer. He was, in so many ways. Okay, of course he didn't have all the knowledge that science has today, but people shouldn't be making fun of him. He was really a courageous man and bringing up a lot of things and really getting into the deepest depths. Some of those things are definitely maybe or are definitely false interpretations and oversimplified interpretations, of course, because today we have neuroscience and we are actually able to look into the brain through brain scans and fMRIs, functional magnetic resonance imaging, where your brain is in action as it's being lobotomized digitally, because they can look into every single point of the coordinate system in the brain, and the entire brain scan of every single slice, that they take digitally, so they can see which areas in the brain are firing neurons the most, which areas become heated, become active, and those are really the ultimate lie detector tests. That's a little bit on the expensive side, of course, but people are not able to lie when they're hooked up to a brain scan, because the scientists can see which areas are lighting up. So when people lie, the brain doesn't lie. That's the beauty of it. But I have a lot of experience with psychology, and I see when people are lying. I'm also highly intuitive. I'm psychic. Yes, I am. And I think many people have already pointed this out, because nobody wants to be left out, and nobody wants to have this feeling that they're not psychic, but I am. They don't want to be. They don't like, particularly men, they don't like to think of themselves as tapping in the dark while I see them. They want to reverse. They want to see me being that zoo animal that they observe, that feeds their egos. So they want me to be tapping in the dark and not knowing who is watching me, and who might even watch me while I'm not making a video, while I'm just doing random things on the computer, researching stuff, and they might be watching me through that camera in a very incognito way, where maybe that camera light is not even lighting. So where the camera light is turned off, I can see now the camera light is on. That means the camera is filming. Okay, it's a neon green little dot. Okay, but I heard stories where hackers are able to film without that camera light turning on, and they can monitor people. And Amazon is really, really, really bad with that. And it's funny how that Jeff Bezos just, I don't know if he just pays his way through ruthlessly, like a bulldozer, through the entire legal system. I mean, he can really buy anyone. As Rockefeller said, every man has his price. Very sad is that. But a lot of women too. Sad. So, but I want to make this video into a meditation. I'm probably gonna talk about a bunch of stuff, but this is my session now. This is for me, and I'm surprised so many people watched that clay figure video. I didn't expect that. So, well, thank you for watching my clay figure video. That's cool. I really appreciate it, But hey, I'm glad that upload on the tablet, because I made it on the tablet. Glad that the tablet upload doesn't allow comments. I don't know why it doesn't allow comments. Probably because there's a potential risk that children or minors could watch that, because because of the nature, because of the art sculptures. And what they're really worried about is that someone like me, who talks about truth could possibly have a positive impact, a positive influence on children and minors. That's what they're worried about, because they do not want children and minors to ever get the idea of questioning society and listening to truth. Okay, no, they don't want that, because then they can't sell you plastic surgery anymore. They can't sell you Joe Biden anymore. They can't sell you their oil industry motor vehicles, so, or whatever the corporate agenda, the total profit agenda wants to sell us. So they can't do that if people question things. So I'm asking you, question things, okay? Question stuff. Question everything anyone ever says. Questioning doesn't mean you have to just shun it out of your mind. No, that's not what questioning is. I look at it from all perspective, including the sky perspective, and I question it. I ask the question, is it true what that person said? Let's investigate it. Let's find out. Let's put it to the test, okay, and see if that is actually true, okay? So when I see something, when I watch anything, I look at the whole picture, I don't just accept what someone says. So, but I'm also not going to reject what someone says right away. I'm going to investigate it, find out, see if this sounds true to me, Maybe it doesn't sound so true. Maybe it doesn't sound so obviously true, right? I mean, that aliens have mutilated those animals, those farm animals, somewhere out there in where, I don't know where it was, Arizona, Colorado, I think, in the 70s or something. It doesn't sound true to me that it was aliens. I mean, I don't know 100%, right? It could be, but if I really question this, then the probability of aliens gutting those farm animals, horses and cows, in the most brutal way, right, that possibility dwindles down to a minute percentage. What makes a whole lot more sense, and that's because I studied psychology, what makes a whole lot more sense is that those farmers just sacrificed some of the animals to, I don't know what, they may also be ritual worshippers or Satanists, or there's a whole bunch of those type of people out there. I saw that on the internet. I researched that. I was very, very surprised how many people are adhering to the most violent religions one can possibly imagine, and cults, and what they do to their own children also, and to their animals. It's absolutely abhorrent. And so I think this was some kind of satanic ritual. They're very, 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 very unwell people out there. And then they also wanted money. They made that into a story. They made it look like aliens did it, and people like those stories. That those wild stories, they take them out of their daily grind of existence. They make things more exciting for them. It sounds more exciting, sounds more thrilling. It gives them hope, actually. Hope that maybe they're aliens that can mix things up and take them out of their daily horror, miserable psychological pain that they're in. And that's what most humans are. They're in absolutely abhorrent psychological pain. Almost all humans. It's because of childhood trauma, because their parents were in that state and they pass it on to their children. Was coldness, was unavailability, no affection, no love, no cuddling for the infant. That's really the worst thing that can happen to a child. Happened to me. Okay. But I question society, and I would never let things out on someone else. As most people do. Most people let it out on someone else, particularly on someone they think who will not defend herself or himself. They let it out on children, they let it out on animals, they let it out on people who they think are easy. I see that in the chat room also, see these comments, someone will say, oh, he's easy, I can kick him down and he will be squealing psychologically in pain, and he'll be making a temper tantrum, and then the perpetrator feels like he won or something. It's a extremely low vibrational. That's the lowest vibrational mind state there is. Someone who feels the need to kick someone else down with words. It's really the absolute lowest. That's a sadistic mind state, and I see that. I would say that the majority of humans are in this sadistic mind state. Okay, I see that particularly in the chat rooms. So in the chat rooms, in this one particular chat room, there are about 5 people that I consider my friends, even though we don't agree on a lot of things. But that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. As long as they don't promote violence, as long as they don't mean to be just abusive or violent to an animal or human, then we can be in a debate about it in a peaceful way. I offer my knowledge, I offer my wisdom, my thoughts, my input on this. And you talk about your views, and I will not insult anyone. I will not batter anyone down. I will not get into a complete heated debate. Argumentation has no sense. I offer my view on it. I clarify my view for anyone who's interested. And then we can be friends, we can be buddies. You can have your own views. I don't care. As long as you don't promote violence like Charles Manson does or the Muslim agenda. I will not tolerate Charles Manson or some Nazi group that thinks they need to kill someone of a different race or or any kind of fascist group who wants to kill someone for having a different opinion or different lifestyle, or the Muslim agenda. That's really the epitome of intolerance and fascism and dictatorship. That's the absolute epitome. And it's marching in, and it will have negative effects on every one of us, including those people that support it. Okay, this is the truth. Take it or leave it. It's the truth. Whatever you want to believe, that's not my problem. Okay, I offer the truth to people, and they can't take it because they identify themselves. Yes. They identify themselves with a cult, a religion, a society, demographic, whatever, So, but this video is for me, and this is my therapy process. This is my meditation. And now I understand why I got so much hate in the chat room the other day, because they watched my clay figure video, and that must have really, really, really pushed their egos over to the point where they felt like a fish out of water after watching that clay figure video. And I'm not sorry. I'm not apologizing for that. Okay. That's what I want to see. I want you to fall into that ego dissolution funnel and take that journey into yourself. Okay, that's what I want to see. Because that's where the truth is. And the truth hurts. It burns like fire. Yeah. Okay, and my own therapy process is that I put myself into that ego dissolution funnel. I throw myself into it like full force, like this into the water, with my hands forward like this, like a complete upside down plunge and dive into the abyss of the ego dissolution funnel, where, and I know it's difficult, I know it's very, very difficult, but we don't have any other choice other than to go into that meditation and into that inwardness process. Okay, and so the feeling last night in the chat room was, there were many feelings of, I got so much hatred. It's amazing. So many insults. So many sneaky, underhanded insults. They can't even talk to me directly. They have to do it in some kind of sneaky, but I know they're talking about me, because of the stuff they bring up from my videos. Sneaky, backhanded, underhanded, side arrow comments. You can't even say directly into my face. You can't even face me. You can't even look me in the eyes, can you? No, you can't. No, you can't. You can't look into Medusa's eyes. Mm-mm. Medusa sees you. Mm-hmm. I see you, all of you, every single one. Sorry, no, I'm not sorry. With that comes a lot of responsibility. You better believe it. It's not easy. It weighs on me, all of this. Sometimes I just want to say something really, really nasty to you. Really, really. I could potentially. I could pull off some real disgusting nastiness in comments, but I don't. Because that's not my style. Okay? That's not the road I take. But I'll say those things in my bedroom when I pound my pillow. I sure will. Okay. because that's my time to let it out. I'm not going to let it out on you. I'm not doing what you do to me, because I see you. I see the whole person. I see how much you're suffering. That's my message to the haters, not to my friends. Not that I don't mean Frank and Zane, Pickle and Pretty, the few friends that I have in there, okay, and the guitar man from Vegas, very sweet gentleman. I haven't seen him in a long time. It's a handful of people, maybe 10 people or something, that treat me with respect, eye level respect. That's what I mean. I'm with respect. I don't mean like having reverence for someone. Respect is on eye level. That's what respect means. You meet someone on eye level, okay? I see the difference, okay? Distinct difference between a little bit teasing, a little bit pillow fight, and a little bit rebuttal, but that's still on respect level, okay? That's not disrespectful. That's just being honest, showing how you feel, what you think. And so on the other side, the haters, they think it's sexy. I am not kidding you. They think it's sexy to tell a woman that she looks like an old witch or an old bat, ugly old bat. They think that's sexy. Somehow they get it very twisted in their heads. They think if they break you down, if they break the woman down, then they can reshape her afterwards in their own ways, so that she can be under him. Okay? Boy, do I hit the pillow on that one. You better believe it. And there's so many names, and I'm not even going to mention them. There's just so many of them that are all functioning in that exact same energetic pattern. Okay. Exact same pattern. They want the woman under them. They want to break her down. They want to break her down viciously. A psychological warfare. They want to do metal bending psychologically. You know what happens when you bend metal back and forth over and over and over and over? It breaks, okay? That's what they want to do with my brain, with my neurons. That's what they want to do. Some of them do it in a very systematic way. Some of them are smart, and they use their brains in all the wrong ways, and they funnel their intelligence into all the wrong act-outs. They funnel their intelligence into making the world horrible. Okay, that's what they do. Out of their own ignorance, brain muddying, indoctrination, mental illness, cluster B, personality disorders. Okay. Malignant narcissism, okay, sadism, bondage. All of this has to do with childhood trauma, but nobody wants to look into it. They don't want to. They want to run away from that idea that it could come from childhood trauma. No. They don't want to. They don't want to introspect. No, they want to act out. They want to act out so bad until they get a stroke and die. No. They want to act out eating animal sludge until they're 500, 600 pounds. No. Until the stroke comes or the real serious heart attack. That's not going to be very pleasant, okay, to say the least. This was confirmed by physicians that this is not a pleasant experience when that happens. You can really ride yourself into that by running away from the ego dissolution funnel. And I think, particularly I get so many insults I get accused of being ugly. Let me guess. The men who call me ugly are 600 pounds and bald. And their faces are disfigured through health issues, whatever, aging. They're 60, 70. They'll create some kind of facade. They use someone else's photo or a photo from when they were 20 and still somewhat good looking. A real nice photo that they took of them. They're 70 and they use the photo from high school. And then they go, I'm 22. Yeah. And they go, you, Nikki, you are an ugly old bat. And they're 600 pounds, bald and old. Yes, and on Cialis and Viagra, yes. Because it feels good, that's an addiction, yes. And it turns them on sexually, to put the woman down as much as they can, to do as much psychological warfare on the woman as they possibly can. Not just on me, I see it with other women too, of course. Particularly when any of us ignore you, when any of us, girls or women, older women, middle-aged women, when we ignore you, that's when you go berserk. That's when the insults really come flying. You don't want to be ignored. You have nothing to contribute to the conversation, but you get real mad if you're being ignored. Real mad. And we're not even ignoring people deliberately. We engage with people in conversations who are actually talking to us. I hope that makes sense. We engage with people in a conversation who are not being creeps and talking about our vagina shape. It's like, that's not being respectful, We talk to men who talk to us on eye level with respect, who have something to say, something to contribute to politics and astrophysics and psychology, who have something substantial to contribute. Then we will talk to you. Yeah? Okay, we can talk about anything. No subject is off limits. No subject is taboo. Okay? I have the right to say my views on bondage, okay? But you do not have the right to interpret me being against ropes as being prudish, because I am so not prudish, okay? I am talking about sexuality and hormones and psychology all the time in my video, okay? All the time, because it's so incredibly important to talk about it. Women and men are on eye level, okay? There are no ropes necessary. If you need ropes to tie up your girlfriend, you got an issue, okay? I'm sorry. You got some serious issues. And that comes from childhood. You feel like the only way you can even get it up is if you have the woman in a submissive position, tied up, helpless, to your mercy. That's the only way, you know. That's you should start questioning yourself on that. You should really start looking into it. But what really bothered me last night in particular, and it always has been bothering me, is, and I consider Frank as my buddy and friend, but what really bothers me about this is the non-stop complimenting and alluring, you know, the constantly triggering my hormones and my needs, my childhood needs, my childhood trauma was this over and over and over relentlessly. For you do that for yourself. You do that for your own gratification. Somehow gets you off or something, you know, to perpetually lure a woman in, lead a woman on, and then there's just hot air behind it. There's just no one there. There's no one at home. Like, knock, knock, knock. Frank, are you at home? No, I'm on vacation. Yeah, I can see that. Frank is on vacation, playing golf somewhere. That's his chatbot talking to me. Constantly giving me compliments, constantly alluring, you know, leading on and on and on, triggering these neurons in there, you know, like non-stop hormonal flowing. And then I go like, but Frank, where are you? Can we at least talk somewhere in private? No, we can't. I'm on vacation. I already told you I'm playing golf somewhere in Hawaii with my wife. You're not welcome there. But why did you compliment me? That was my chatbot talking. That was my ego. That was my facade. You see, I'm the Casanova. Yes, that is what it is. Okay, and that's the truth. It's histrionic personality disorder. That's what that is. It's for you. You know, you are doing that. You are doing a booty dance for us. That's why some men suggested that you may be bisexual or maybe fully gay. That's why they suggested that. They didn't even mean to insult you or anything. We're all just speculating on other people. You know. Some people try to do it in a somewhat respectful frame, right? Most people don't bother with respect. Okay, most people, well, they enjoy it if the other person is squealing in pain psychologically. Okay, but I'm talking now, I'm not even going to talk about the haters. I already talked about them in the beginning of the video. We already know that they are cluster B. I know Frank is definitely not cluster B. Frank is a good person. He has compassion. Frank stood up for me to the haters. Okay, I appreciate that. Frank is my friend. But how frank is Frank? Frank means honest. Okay. There's a lot of Franks out there that don't live up to their names. That's very dishonest to send your histrionic chatbot out there to continue to lure for you to get endorphins while you're playing golf with your wife in Hawaii. Now, this is just a metaphor, but that's basically what it is psychologically. You're not home, Frank, okay? There's nobody there. And Dr. Sam Vaknin talks about this all the time, watches videos. He wrote books on this. He wrote books on cluster B personality disorders. Okay, he has one himself, and he's very honest about it. Okay, he considers himself to be a psychopath. He has been in prison in England, I think, for many years. A very, very highly intelligent man who is helping us to understand, who is putting himself out there courageously. He even has some really dry, self-deprecating humor. And I appreciate that, because that means he's really honest. He's very radically honest. He's as honest as it gets for a psychologist. I appreciate that. Just a fantastic brain, that guy. Okay, he contributes something to society. He really sheds light onto it. The question that that all psychologists, or that almost all psychologists are not addressing, though, is the question why. Isn't that why we studied psychology? To ask the question why? Why are these people like this? Not just, he is like that, and that is what he is, and that is what they do. And some people go to the point where they insinuate, and they go there, they are evil, they are just, they are satanic, they are just laughing about you behind your back. And no, that's another act out. That's playing victim. That's just finger pointing again. That's not asking a question. The question is, why are these people like this? There's a reason for it. Okay, there's a reason why someone is histrionic, or psychopathic, or has malignant narcissism. There's a reason for it. What is the reason? Okay? Find out. Let's find out. That's what I'm here for. That's the real mission of this existence here. For me to dig into this. For me to shine a light into this. And for me to show you that you, every one of you have to dig into this. You have stop running away. Stop eating animals. Stop drinking alcohol. Stop taking drugs. Stop taking Viagra. Why will you fall into a sexless plunge, wouldn't you? If you stop Viagra. Or the oldies out there. The oldies that call me old and ugly. Why it would fall into a hole. You'd probably end up in the emergency room somewhere, like on life support. Your ego couldn't handle it at all. If there was a libido plunge to that degree, that would be really dangerous. My God, the ego does not like that. No. The ego wants to identify himself as having it up, and having the upper hand, literally, Yeah. Always having the upper hand over everyone else. If I praise Elon Musk, that's already too much for male egos. They can't take it. Because they're already they're fuming with jealousy. They're fuming at their mouths. They have swastikas as pupils when they look at Elon Musk. They want to kill him. They hate him. Elon Musk is their libido depressor. Massively. Because Elon Musk, he gets every chick he wants. I mean, like, really, literally gets every chick he wants. He just has to do this, come, and they come running. And Sandy and I would do the same. Yes, we would. And Sandy is the only one who I would share Elon Musk with. The only woman. Because I care about her. Okay. I really care about my friend Sandy. She's a courageous soul. Very courageous. Stay always on that path of courage, of introspection. Always. I have to do it too, And the more we do it, the more we catch ourselves doing the act outs. Most people don't even know they're acting out. They think this is their normal behavior. They think that's normal. Because the entire society is neurotic. So how can they ever see, if everything is gray, how can they see the gray problems? Right? Everything's embedded in gray. So it's impossible. So someone has to shine the flashlight into it so that you can see the contrasts. You can see the different gray shades in there, okay? So you can see what is what, and where you are, and where others are, and why they feel the way they feel, why you feel the way you feel. There's a reason for it. There's a reason for Andrew Weaver's and W.C. Thanos Patrick's act outs, okay? Whatever their names are. Viral. I don't know who these people are. They could all be the same. They could be different people. Different combinations. I don't know. They all talk quite similar. So I see writing patterns, okay, and I conclude from that. So same writing patterns. Viral came back was another account. It trolled me some more yesterday. Some more accusations. You evil. You are so evil. What is evil about me? The truth? Don't blame me for it. It's the truth, okay? I'm just a speaker. I'm a conduit of the truth. That's all I am, okay? Don't hate the conduit. Don't hate the messenger, okay? And don't hate the message either, because the message means well. The message wants you to go take a bath in the ego dissolution funnel, and I mean bath in a literal way. In every way. You clean yourself out, inside out. You physically, mentally, biologically, neurologically, detox, and psychologically. Okay, and that's what the ego dissolution funnel is for. It's there to clean you. Clean you from the brain muddying that you have undergone your entire life, okay? And the indoctrination, which is brain muddying, okay? I'm not going to call it brainwashing anymore, because it's not washing. No, it's indoctrinating you and making you link up two totally unrelated things with each other over and over and over again. It's called conditioning. Okay? The behavioristic psychologists during the dark ages, 50s, 60s, those were the dark ages of psychology. Wow, the behaviorists, why, they have corpses in their cellars. Okay, they brought all these market psychologists up into the world, like Richard Berman. That's a feast for market psychology. Too. Market psychology is the opposition of primal therapy and of Thich Nhat Hanh, Tony Robbins, of all these approaches that are there to help us. The ego dissolution for now, to go through it and face the truth, and begin to understand what compassion means. The market psychologists, they build on people's cognitive dissonance, on their disconnect, on their coldness, on their callousness. That's what they build on. Okay. That's what the corporate agenda uses on people. Don't fall into that trap. Don't take that bait. Okay. Introspect. And it's just a matter of time until I get censored too. I'm gonna get censored eventually, but whatever. That will bring up new opportunities for me. I use everything that comes at me for myself. Okay. If the haters come at me, I use that to go into my childhood pain, to punch the pillow, to punch my grandfather and my mother, because that's what they are. They're swinging on the same frequencies as the haters do. Okay, and they just trigger that. They trigger my childhood. They trigger that psychological warfare that I got from my grandfather and my mother. Okay. I start with the present. I hit all of these people. And then I go over to my mother and my grandfather, and I do it over and over and over again. And as Arjanov always said, don't stay stuck in the anger. We can also get stuck in that. It just needs to steam out. Very important. It's also, empowerment practice. And then afterwards, we have to talk to them. And we have to actually say to them. We can start in the present again, and then go to the past. We can say, what I really want to ask you is, please love me. That's really the feeling underneath. Please want me, mommy. Want my body. Don't abandon me. I can start with Frank. Knock, knock, knock. Anyone home? No, it's just the chat bot. It's the allure bot. So I'll talk to the chat bot, Frank, the Frank chat bot. And I also, at the same time, talk to the one that's playing golf in Hawaii. I'll talk to also the inner child, Frank. Frank has an inner child in there. Okay. I talk to whatever Frank looks like. Okay. Whatever he may look like, it doesn't matter to me at all. Okay. You're my friend. I don't care how you look. If this comes to romance or not, this is a completely different subject. Okay. So you may not want romance with me. You may not want to actually do it. I'm not that picky myself. So you may be very picky. So I don't know why you're complimenting me at all. But maybe you are, or maybe you're afraid to show yourself. Maybe you're afraid of rejection. Maybe you think if I actually see you, how you actually look like, then maybe I will be turned off. Maybe I will not like you. There's always the possibility that this could happen with all of us, right? Okay, we have to be honest about who we are attracted to. But that would not diminish my love for you as a friend, if I didn't like you. But I probably would like you. But I have the feeling there's nobody there. for whatever reason, whether it's fear or whether it may be some kind of act out to keep me, like the metal bender, to keep me broken, so that you can feel you are in charge. That could be the case, but I think it's probably not the case with Frank, because he has defended me to the haters. So I think there's a caring person in there. Same with Zane. Okay, there's a caring person in there, and Pickle. Those are caring people. Those are sensitive people. I'm pretty sure of that. Okay. Some of them have a tough facade. That's for self-protection. I doubt that I can ever reach the haters. It's anything I say. But I might be able to reach my friends with these videos. Maybe it will help you. Maybe it will get you to introspect for yourselves. I think what it is with Frank is he's probably afraid to show himself to me, how he really looks like. That's what I think. And he's also afraid of intimacy. He doesn't want this. He doesn't want to get close. He knows that I'm a hugger. He knows that I am a person who would want to get close mentally. I'm not a fuck buddy. He knows that. I'm a keeper kind of lady, people think of me as slut and a whore and all of that, and they think of me in the worst way. All of the haters, particularly, because they totally misunderstood me. They misunderstand what sexual liberation is all about. Sexual liberation is when the woman is no longer trying to be pretty. Sexual liberation is when the woman stands in front of you without makeup on, which I am right now, because I didn't. Sometimes I put mascara on. Sometimes I like to put makeup on, my own makeup on, and sometimes it makes me feel better. But today I deliberately didn't put it on for this video because of the content of the video. For this very reason, that I want you to look at any woman who has no makeup on and look at her and look into her eyes and meet her on eye level. All of you guys out there and all of you women out there. Meet each other on eye level. Don't try to be pretty women out there. Okay? Don't please men. Don't give in to that bondage. Stand up for yourself. Stand up for your views. Don't choke yourself into silence just so that the man is attracted to you. It's not worth it. It really isn't, because nothing good comes out of that. Okay? Men need to be put into their place. Okay? They really do. All of us need to be put into our place if we're out of place, if we're out of line. All of us. Okay? It doesn't matter who it is. But do it in a respectful way. Do it with facts, with truths. With a peaceful conversation. Not whipping someone. Neither physically nor mentally. Or with words, So what happened to me last night, in particular, but happened before, that's why I had to block him one time. Because I told him, I said, look, you're leading us on. But you're not even willing to meet me on Facebook. You're not willing to talk to me. You're not even coming to my channel. You're not even leaving a comment under my videos. Okay? What's up with that? You can't even do that? I don't understand. This is very confusing. So there's nobody there. It's what Sam Vaknin said. There's a void. There's no person there. There's just a dancing, histrionic personality who's showing himself off. All the women falling for him. That's what he wants. It's for him. It's petting his ego. He's afraid of intimacy. If he gets into intimacy with anyone, I think, in any kind of friendship, could be friend zone, could be just friends, any kind of deeper conversation, deeper kind of friendship, if the friendship gets a little bit deeper, with real conversations, with you sharing your sorrow with me, your childhood, that's very deep. You don't want that. You're afraid of that, because then I see too much, and then you will not feel like you're in charge anymore. And you also don't want to be reminded of your past. You don't even want to see me listening to Mozart. That's already very depressing for you, that idea that I'm listening to the Requiem. Very depressing. You want to yank me out of that. You want to pull me over onto the histrionic side. I have a little bit histrionic in me, but I pay very close attention to it to not let this get out of control. Okay. I have hormones that latches onto that for sure. But I'm not gonna flee into that as an act out. Okay. I'm not gonna be pulled onto the histrionic act outside. It's never gonna happen. Okay. I'm always gonna be a serious, deep chick. I'm always gonna be that person. Okay. Who wants to get to know you. I want to get to know your soul, your psyche, your mind, your inner child is what I want to get to know. The real person, the real Frank, that's what I want to get to know. As I want to get to know the real Zane, okay, and the real Pickle, and the real WC, the real inner child. My goodness, are you running away from your past, like with lightning speed? You'd rather watch the most morbid horror movies to drown all of that out, that real boring childhood stuff that bores itself up into consciousness. Yeah, you want to drown that out. You want to turn the vacuum cleaner on to not hear the water drip. That's what you want to do. I see it all, baby. I see all of you. I see all of you. I see it all. When I go shopping, I see all of these people. I see all of their energies. It's so overwhelming that I cannot concentrate at the cash register, to the point where Paul is now just going to pay for everything at all times. And then he gets mad at me. You're not looking at what she's ringing up. You're not looking at... It's like, I'm overwhelmed. The energies are overwhelming me. He can't understand that. He can't understand it because he doesn't see it. Okay? He's blind to that. Can't understand it. He thinks I'm talking bullshit. He thinks I'm just imagining stuff. My goodness. It's just very difficult. It's a very lonely way of living. To be highly empathic and intuitive. Very lonely. It's very lonely up in the clouds. It's what Friedrich Nietzsche always said. He went for walks on his own. He had nobody to talk to. Whoever he was talking to, people didn't get it. Some people were just nosy because he was famous writer. He didn't want those as friends. And he turned all the women away with his real long, big mustache that was curled at the end. It was coming out like this. And the women were like, that guy's weird. We better run. Yeah, it's the same energy, same thing, just in woman form now. Okay, that's all it is. Same weirdness. Just chase people away. But whatever, it's like, if that's what's happening, then that's what's happening. I will never adapt to social norms. I will never adapt. I'm a Trussa clown. I'm a girly girl. And weird. And all of that. Okay. I'm very feminine. My divine feminine is completely unleashing now. I talked about this in my other videos. It's taking on unimaginable heights that I never thought would ever occur. Okay. That's empowerment. That's being a real woman. Okay. Trying to be pretty is not being a real woman. That means you're a peon, a pushover. That's not what a real woman is. Okay. A real woman stands up for herself, for her boundaries. A real woman has an enormous range of blue god boundary sphere around her. That's what I have. Okay. A real woman is eager to learn. A real woman questions. A real woman says no sometimes to a man. No to Islam. Okay. So it's pretty much everything I wanted to say. I thought I was going to cry in this video, but I didn't. Maybe I'll cry later. Whenever. I will cry when it comes up, I totally go for it. Whatever comes up is good. That's what my body wants to do in that very moment. Then I allow it to do it. Okay. I don't stop anything. Okay. Yes, it bothers me that I say, Frank, are you there? No, it's just the allure bot. It hurts. It's painful. It makes me feel unwanted. It makes me feel unloved. It brings up my childhood trauma, okay, of my mother not cuddling me, not wanting me, not being there for that infant. An infant must be in the arms of the mother at all times, at absolutely all times, okay? I hope you get this, all of you out there, all of you girls and women who want to get a dog or a child or have their own baby. I don't recommend it. The world is overpopulated. But if you do, the very first half year of a human life is the most pivotal there is. It sets the foundation for that person's entire life, whatever, 100 years or more. 100 years of extreme suffering, okay, if you don't give that love, okay, that's in your hands, okay, literally in your hands. You give that animal, the dog, the puppy, the human baby, or any animal baby, a wombat baby, okay, you give that animal unconditional, complete love and cuddling and holding at all times. Okay, different species have different time frames of where it's the most important. For humans, it's half a year, where it's the most important. Okay, When things go wrong there, when there's abandonment, that will affect the entire lifespan. That's the truth. Okay. I recommend to people to definitely have that baby on your body. That's what I would do. I'm the total mother hen. My mother accused me of that. I'm the total mother hen. Total. I would have probably been a real good mother. Okay. And I still could be potentially. Okay. But my rational mind knows that these are not good times. Okay. For that. That's really irrational for anyone to want to procreate at these times that we're in now. Apocalyptic times. And people have brought it onto themselves with their egos. Okay, WC, you're part of this. You're part of that chain. Okay? You bring this suffering on in the whole world. You and everyone else who functions like you, making the world worse. One little increment at the time. One troll act out at the time. Okay? You make the world suffer. Okay? You throw fuel into the fire. You go to war. You insult each other. You kill each other for it. You create the suffering. Okay, that's what the U.S. military wants. They're part of the corporate agenda. They want you to be in that unempowered and angry mind state. They welcome Satanists. They know they are going full force into. That's what Julian Assange showed us. That's what Chelsea Manning has brought to him, to his attention. What the military does, what the military did in Iraq. Okay. They're no better than the most brutal, violent, psychopathic Muslims. Yeah. It's the same energy, the same thing. Okay, think about this, man. Think about this. Really put your mind into it. Okay. So that's basically all I wanted to say. Okay, peace, and I really mean it.